She called at 10 sharp every morning. I answered because I had to. Because for months I let her poison me, laughing into the receiver as she described their nights. How he whispered her name in bed. How he held her. How pathetic I was. How easily I was being replaced. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just listened. The first time she called, I froze. My hands shook, my stomach twisted. He had been subtle. Late nights, unexplained messages, distant touches, but her voice confirmed the truth. She had a sound that dripped triumph, venom masked with sugar, and I listened, every day, for months. I remember the day it started, the day I met him. He was laughter and warmth, like the sun spilling over a quiet street. I trusted him with my plans, my dreams, my quiet hopes. I loved him fiercely. I thought we were invincible. And then I caught glimpses of cracks, the way his eyes lingered too long on his phone, the half-smile that didn't reach him when he thought I wasn't watching. I didn't confront him, not yet. I watched. I cataloged. Every lie, every whisper, every betrayal. I was careful. I didn't act on anger. I let it settle in me like venom until I knew how to wield it. The discovery came in pieces. A lipstick-stained napkin in the trash. A text accidentally left open. Her number saved in his phone under a name he thought I'd never question. The final piece? A message she sent directly to me by mistake, brimming with mockery, the cruel delight in my pain. I read it, and I didn't respond. I couldn't. Not yet. I began to plan. Revenge, carefully executed, slowly built like a machine wound tight with precision. I observed their routines. I studied her patterns, her arrogance, her smug confidence. She believed she was untouchable. She thought I was beneath notice. Perfect. That was the key. I made a few moves quietly. Adjusted bank statements, arranged meetings, created coincidences that seemed natural. He was oblivious. She was careless. Every step was deliberate. Every step calculated. Every step brought me closer to the moment she would realize she had miscalculated me. And then the invitation, coffee. The place he always went for his lunch meetings, the place she assumed I didn't know. I kept it casual, polite, my tone friendly, neutral. She accepted, her laughter audible through the line, imagining the satisfaction of seeing me squirm. I hung up. I smiled. Finally, it was her turn to be unprepared. I arrived early, sat at a corner table where the window caught the sunlight just so. A cappuccino in front of me, the air smelling faintly of roasted beans and early morning ambitions. I watched the door. She would come. She always did. Always confident. Always too sure. She arrived, heels clicking, eyes scanning, lips curling into that familiar sneer. She spotted me and froze, confusion blooming across her face. I thought he'd be... Her voice cracked. I let her stew in that silence, let her pulse race, let her mind twist and turn as it tried to make sense of the anomaly, the wrong target, the empty chair across from the one she expected. I'm afraid he's otherwise engaged, I said, calm, cool, every word measured, every syllable a slow burn. She looked around, realization dawning. The look in her eyes was exquisite. Shock, betrayal, fear, vulnerability. She had never considered she could be outmaneuvered. I watched her unravel. I didn't need to raise my voice. I didn't need to argue. The humiliation, the loss of control, the shattering of her superiority, she delivered it herself. Every expression, every stammer, every faltering step away from the table was a confession. I had won before a word was said. And he? He called later, panicked, confused, oblivious. By then, it was too late. I had set the dominoes. Every document, every friend I had quietly informed, every social and professional tie. I had ensured that when the truth of her manipulations and his complicity came to light, it would cascade. He couldn't hide, she couldn't charm their way out. I had orchestrated exposure with the precision of a surgeon. I don't feel pride, not really, just relief. The weight of deception lifted, replaced by a clarity I hadn't known I could reach. They thought themselves untouchable, laughing at my patience, at my restraint. Yet here I am, untouched by their deceit, standing over the aftermath. The silence of victory is sweeter than any shout of revenge could ever be. I left the cafe that day lighter. She never spoke to me again. He never suspected how carefully, how meticulously I had dismantled the life they tried to build at my expense. I didn't need screams or confrontation. I didn't need chaos. Control was enough. Patience was enough. Now, sometimes, I replay that morning. Her eyes, wide, the color of sudden fear. The way her confidence crumbled under the weight of realization. I let myself smile. Not